Hello, mate. How are you? Yeah, not so bad. You should just now see something coming up on TV. On Wolf TV. It starts with the stream on YouTube. Is YouTube set to not public? I can't remember what the word is. Pardon? Sorry, mate. Let me break it. Is that? Oh, okay. Well, are you happy with that, or do you want to stop the stream again and start it as it? It's coming through. And it should be on the website. Beautiful. Okay, well, we're good to go now. So you're happy with the YouTube edit? Just right. And is anyone doing 24? He should be seeing that. Good man, into it. I'm going to finish. Cheers, take it easy. Okay, we're now live, that mic's live. Here we go, build up, go! Can you hear me, Marky? Hi, see ya. How many shots did James Collins today?
I want you to go as if you're going to give a shot and then just focus on somebody behind it.
Mate, if only my lens was big enough for that.
Just tease it.
Just zoom, just carry on up to Jeff Sheen. Or is it? Yes, it is.
Keep bantering with him every time I see him. I only know things happen. Have you been on those sunbeds again? And he's like, no, it's just from outside. The rest of my body's completely white, it's just my head. Always walking off the books again.
Oh, good lord. Obviously, stop it. Classic distraction technique. He's a rogue, man. What?
He was like, he's only going to make your guys' life easier and everything more. And I was like, well, if you can get more power again. And he was like, well, yeah, he said, we're going to be in sorted out and stuff. And he said, so he said, we can definitely, like, if they're coming in to do it anyway, we can get more power.
I tell you what, if they had Wi-Fi, like
Ethernet would be. I said to him Wi-Fi, and he said, yeah, he said the new owner runs the IT business.
Really?
And like wanting to completely revamp
Mate,
the whole.
absolutely. If they could get Ethernet, that would be. So we wouldn't have to bring that.
Yeah.
Plug into Ethernet and feed it via there. That would be great. What? They're long away, aren't they?
Yeah, good.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, do I check it, or do I just trust it's going to work?
9 minutes.
Right. Let's give it a check. Test number 10. Oh, it's a beauty. Oh, look at that. You know, obviously it doesn't come up on screen anyway, right? Are we able to remove the display whilst the game's going on?
That's what I've been trying to figure out. You can on the new ones just buy one button called display. This one I keep pressing and it doesn't work.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know what it does. I really don't know what that button is doing.
Right, that's working.
So frustrating when I'm recording it because sometimes a ball or a player will be in the way of one of the...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had the same issue at Birmingham, and I was like, it was the first game I actually filmed. I was like, shit, is this going to come out on the camera?
What were you doing? Super?
Because I was thinking, like, I can't even see the far side because of the text. If that stays on the camera, then I'll bug it.
Might not be on it. Doing that anyway, I think you might be testing it, putting it in constantly. I think like 30 minutes going on about squabbling and team sheets. No, 30, 40 minutes.
We got to like 6, 7 o'clock last night. We hadn't said anything on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And we've messaged them like a couple of times. And then we just spoke to the coach directly. We spoke to the PA directly, the Thursday, the coach said, yeah, we're playing. And then he asked Matt, is there anyone else? And they both said, oh, we think Owen will be involved.
Yeah. Yeah, in the afternoons.
So then he gave it away.
He's Christmas card, he was under
Sorry, are you playing tomorrow? Owen said, yeah. So,
It shouldn't be like that.
no. So we think we know what the score is. But until the first team say, yeah, Owen's playing, and Owen's the only one. Like,
Did I thought I could confirm it?
I don't know if they did. Yeah.
Watching that even like be meant to be with us.
Could one of them. It could be supposed to. I mean, they would have had day off anyway, but
Yeah, I mean, you still.
I know he's at last time for the last 4 minutes. But still, like, have some respect for that. The actual back coaches are in the same group.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Not a major issue.
And it's Kundal!
Amazing. We are live.
I know we would have them up anyway. Then it was on the screen so that you can see it.
Do you want to record on the road?
I mean,
We didn't last time.
we didn't, did we? I don't think we need to, mate, to be honest. Because I get your comments on here.
Oh, I've got a radio going. There's a radio and camera back. I don't even know how to switch it on. Radio.
Who's got the bed?
This is a message to all match attendees. Please ensure that you're seated at least 3 seats apart from all other match attendees and wear a mask at all times.
Testing the radio.
Welcome to Wolves TV's coverage of the under-23s against Norwich this afternoon, live from Aggborough, the home of Kidderminster. That's how Wolves will line up this lunchtime, and you can see Owen Otazawi is back amongst the under-23s group to get a little bit of game time, perhaps, ahead of potentially playing a little bit more for Nuno's first team in the coming weeks. Norwich are officially the under-23s, though there are a number of under-18s amongst their lineup as they head towards the end of a campaign and begin planning for the next. So Wolves without a recognised striker this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see how they go about things. Owen Hesketh is likely to play in what's generally termed as a false nine, the more advanced of a midfield group that includes Otazawi and a return to the starting lineup for the top scorer Taylor Perry as well. Luke Kundal will play a little bit wider than he has in recent games. Theo Corbanu to come from the opposite flank. And I think it's Corbanu we've been waiting for, who just joins the group now. The officials making their way out as well. And we will be shortly ready to get underway. Simon Mather is the man in the middle. The assistant referees will check each goal. It's a big game this afternoon for Wolves. A victory will put them in the driving seat for a place in the PL2 Division 2 playoffs. Stoke have secured second spot and home advantage in both the semi-final and final should they reach it. Wolves' big target now is to make sure they finish third to get home advantage in their semi-final, and then if they got through and Stoke, they would be away from home. So things are never quite that predictable. So here we go, a big 90 minutes for James Collins' team, live on Wolves TV. Corbeanu, who was on the bench for the first team again yesterday. He and Lewis Richards into double figures for the amounts of times they have been in the first team matchday squads. Both yet to make their full debuts for the club. This man certainly has, Otasowie, and he is fouled by Melvin City early on. So Wolves with Joe Young continuing in goal in the continued absence of Andreas Sondergaard, Jack Scott. Pascal Estrada is in from the start after the injury to Nigel Lonvike last time out. There's Taylor Perry for Wolves. Just a foot in the end. Christian Marquez the captain, Lewis Richards at left back, Hong Wan, Owen Otasowie and Taylor Perry the midfield three. Luke Cundle, Owen Hesketh and Theo Corbeanu the most advanced. This is Cundle. Scott for Estrada. Under pressure by Melbourne City. Norwich with Sam Blair in goal. Here he is launching it forwards. Jordan Thomas, Jayden Warner, John Tompkinson and Rob Disitt, their back four. Tony Springett, Nelson Kumbaini, Saxon Early and Sean Stewart in midfield. Melbourne City and Tom Dixon-Peters, the two up top. Wolves also do have Luke Matheson back amongst the substitutes, having picked up an injury on loan at Ipswich. He is stepping up his recovery and is allowed to potentially play today if needed. Whether he will end up going back to Ipswich to finish the campaign remains to be seen. Otasowie for Cundle. Scott back on. Hesketh will chase down. Otasowie's challenge. Hasn't featured since the win away at Newcastle a long time ago for the under-23s. It's right at the end of November. Wolves won 3-0 on that occasion. And his fifth appearance for the under-23s of this campaign. Strong challenge by Richards in on Thomas. Throw for Warner. And again, we'll look to try and stand it forwards. And the flick on from Stewart. The chase was on, but Estrada won it. This is Nizzet. He's managed to dig out a cross. He'll come all the way through to Thomas. And Springett is offside. Well, Norwich have spent much of the season down the wrong end of the table. Just above the bottom two of West Brom and Newcastle by 3 points coming into this round of matches. Such is the tight nature of Premier League Division 2. They are technically only 8 points behind Wolves. It would take a bit of a miracle for them to be back involved in the playoff shake-up from where they are. There's Estrada. Otasowie. This is Corbeanu. Just had his feet taken away from him by Springett. Perry back to Marquez. Estrada looking to switch the play in Scott's direction. Climbed highest, the Northern Irishman. Norwich have worked it clear. This is City. He's just ran out of room. Although I'm saying the ball has stayed on and it's allowed Hesketh to try and drive forwards. Cundall for Hong Wan. Came back to Cundall rather sharply. Dixon Peters for Springett. It's a nice turn, and it's played on, and the flag will go up against Springett. He just couldn't quite hold that line. Marquez for Hesketh. Well, just to hold on to it. Hong Wan for Estrada. A good launch ball forwards by Marquez. Scott. There he is again, trying to feed it in behind for the run of Hesketh. He's going to need some support to get in the penalty area. Might need some support over by the corner now. And eventually he couldn't quite keep the ball in. Say the young age of a lot of this Norwich team. There are 3 starters today that were part of the Norwich under-18s that beat Wolves in the FA Youth Cup earlier on this season. It was a comfortable victory for them as well. They were very impressive on that occasion against Steve Davis's side. Won the game 4-2. Springett on the right wing was amongst the scorers, and Dixon Peters was very impressive on that occasion as well. Richards dispossessed by Springett. This is Dixon Peters, but a good challenge by Christian Marquez. And now Perry with Corbeanu to his left. Corbeanu trying to deliver towards Hesketh, who's done really well. He couldn't quite squeeze it through. The appeals were for a hand in there. Hesketh, lovely touch from him initially, just to skip by. It was always going to be a tight angle. Deflection could have taken it anywhere. Wolves getting on with things quickly. Corbeanu. And still going here, Theo Corbeanu. And still teeing it up for Hesketh to strike it. Oh, it was a good hit. A really good hit. And it needed an impressive save by Sam Blair. Sat up nicely for Owen Hesketh. Struck it well. Struck it flat. He's already been highly involved. Cundall's corner. In direction of Estrada, who for a moment, with his eyes lighting up, just closed down in the end. It's been a decent start. Norwich have taken this goal kick short. Scott's challenge will settle for the throw. Estrada for Scott. Now Otasowie. Powerful run by Otasowie. Quite the pass at the end of it. Wanted a foul. Estrada's thought he could win it. Challenged by Early. And Wan has had to settle in. And the place vacated by Estrada, but here comes Jordan Thomas. Up against Richards. Good block by Richards. Just took the sting off that cross. And now Corbeanu trying to set off away from Combani. And he's got Hesketh to his right, and he was caught by Saxon Early. Now he's going to find his way into the referee's notebook. More of a clumsy challenge than anything, though. I imagine he knew potentially what he was doing and trying to stop the run of Theo Corbeanu. Christian Marquez has some interest over this free kick. We'll move away now and leave it for Taylor Perry. It's a fair old distance out. Perry, the top scorer this season, scored a wonderful free kick away at Crystal Palace. Taylor Perry. This one trying to dink in towards Corbeanu. There was just a touch from Springett. Corbeanu has an opportunity with players still in the penalty area, including Marquez. And that's where the ball is going towards. And it was Scott's header. Close again. He knows just how close it was. And maybe that conversation with Marquez, feeling like he should have got more of a shout. Marquez was wonderfully positioned just behind him. Jack Scott chose to take control of the situation. Not scored this season, though he has come mighty close on a couple of occasions. This is his 13th appearance, 11th start. Pretty much all of them coming in the second part of the campaign, with Matheson and Oscar Burr away, and Hesketh has beaten the offside flag here. And he's got Cundall and Perry racing up in support. And it's still Hesketh who's gone for goal, deflected in by Cundall. Flag stays down. Wolves get a breakthrough. Huge touch of fortune about it. But Luke Cundall will very much claim it. And Wolves get themselves the advantage in this Premier League 2 Division 2 clash at Aggborough. It was really good work by Owen Hesketh. Playing in an unusual role for him. He did a striker's job in running the line, running in behind, and then delivering it. He may well have been going for goal himself, you know. But Cundall, following in, found the touch that diverted it over Blair. Estrada to Marquez. Wolves getting the goal that their players deserved in the opening quarter of an hour. Marquez looking to switch the play. What a lovely pass out to Jack Scott. Now Otazawi. He's got Perry just ahead of him. He was looking for Taylor Perry. Thomas able to send it home. Oh, and a loose pass by the goalkeeper. And Perry's got Hesketh in the penalty area. Cundall arriving as well. This is Otazawi. Cundall for Perry. Oh, lifted in. Nobody had quite made that movement. Also very dominant much of the early period against West Brom last week, but didn't get the goal that their play deserved. This time they have done so. Foul by Luke Cundall. Here's James Collins. Scott for Marquez. Now Estrada. for Marquez. Here's Hongwan. Hesketh finding Richards. Hongwan was available. If they can switch this over, Jack Scott was in acres of space on the far side. Nobody quite saw him. This is Nizzet. Tompkinson. Good pressure being put on. Otasowie on the turn. Perry making the run ahead of him. Otasowie's done well, and he fed it to Hesketh. And Simon Mather, the referee, I think Hongwan pointing out here that he was a little bit too sharp on the whistle. Otasowie had done brilliantly on the deck to help it on its way to Hesketh, and Perry was racing in. Christian Marquez, I think, making that point rather strongly as well, and it might lead to a second yellow too here for Saxon Early. Oh, that's a warning already on a yellow. Norwich were very nearly down to 10 men after a quarter of an hour.
If he's not going to book him, he shouldn't stop the play.
Was perhaps feeling doubly aggrieved there that having stopped the play, didn't even get the yellow.
Fruity.
A bit of fruity language you might have been able to pick up. Apologies again. Here's Taylor Perry, much more within his range. Perry to curl it, wasn't far off. Trying to find that top corner. Marquez for Hongwan. Now Estrada. And here comes Scott racing up on the outside, and he will settle for the corner. And it's been a really good opening period for the under-23s. Looked threatening, they've looked assertive. Piled pressure on their opponents.
Bless you.
Condell to deliver. Marquez, Otasowie, Estrada and Scott the main targets. Corbineer is hovering behind the goalkeeper. Now making a run in front of him. Otasowie, he's headed that back to Condell. Not sure that was entirely intended, but it's worked. And he almost got another chance to have a go. This is Perry. Jordan Thomas stuck with him. Richards with a throw. Marquez for Estrada. Hongwan finding Perry. He's given time to turn. Richards. Hongwan. Now Corbineer. Hongwan to switch the play. And he's right, just overhit that pass out towards Jack Scott. It was the right idea. Marquez cushioning it down to Perry. Just lost out to Melvin City. A look at Otasowie, the strength and tenacity as he wins play back and tries to get things driving forwards, and he lost a boot in the process. on solitary, lonely boots on the turf. What a good start he's made. His opportunity to get some match sharpness. Those amongst the first team group will be watching. He's still trying to get his boot on the far side. Marquez finding Kundal. Hong Wan intercepting. Now Perry. Corbinu. Well, that's a nice ball by Marquez, just a little bit overhit for Taylor Perry. Tazawi finally has his boot back on. City being challenged by Hong Wan. Slide it in, couldn't quite reach it, spring it. Out to Nizit. Delivering in early. Oh, Joe Young missed it, but Christian Marquez was there to cover. A little bit of an error for the keeper. He was grateful to his captain being in the right place at the right time. Is it again? Towards Dixon Peters. Richards. And finds support from Marquez, who is one of the coolest men on the field, able just to dink it past the striker 8 yards from his own goal. Kambani for Tompkinson. Nizit. Trying to get Stewart in behind. Flagger stayed down. Sean Stewart. Richards got there ahead of Springett. Saw the danger. And a loose pass will allow. Has to carry it forwards. It's a little bit short of Corbinu though. Thomas. Kambani. Tompkinson trying to switch the play. Just about kept in by Thomas. Springett got there first. Better spell for Norwich, this. Always having dominated the opening 20. Just having to be a little bit patient. Kambani for Stewart. As it's ball forwards, Dixon Peters brought it down. Got support here from Jordan Thomas, and Thomas fancy to go for goal. Always a brilliant effort. Fortunate for Wolves that it rebounded off the upright. It's a hell of a strike from the fullback. And Norwich within millimetres of getting themselves back on level terms. Warner for Springett. Tompkinson wide to Nizit. Wolves haven't seen very much of the ball at all in the last couple of minutes. They're being made to work hard. Stewart gets it back from City. Sliding challenge from Hesketh. Oh, calm, composed turn by Hong Wan on the edge of his own penalty area. There's a bit of confidence for you from a player who is very much growing week by week. This extended run in the team. Hesketh. Looking for Otasowie. Stretch those long legs to find Cundall. And it might open out here. Cundall was looking for the run of Perry. When finding Otasowie. Now Perry allowed to turn. Quite get his pass through to Hesketh right. Warner. Looking for Thomas. Won by Richards. Well, that man, Jordan Thomas, I wonder quite how that stayed out. It was a thunderous effort across goal. There's Estrada. Now Corbeanu. Still looking to drive here, Theo Corbeanu. Thomas wants to see it behind. He did so just about. Sammy putting pressure on early. Is it? Tomkinson for Stewart. Scott is there with him. It's a good ball to get City away. He's got Dixon, Peters and Springett in the penalty area. City's delivery, it was Marquez's header. Thomas once more. Marquez again covering round. And here comes Corbeanu. Hesketh through the middle. Cundall up in support as well. Hongwan there first. Marquez switching out. Scott, Cundall. On his 19th birthday as well, Luke Cundall. And his second goal of the season has got Wolves in front in this game. Hongwan has found Otasowie, and Otasowie is causing trouble again. He's got 3 in the penalty area. If he can shape up, and he tried to force his way through. And Simon Mather didn't like the way he did so. He's a phenomenal talent, Owen Otasowie, the size and strength and power that he possesses, but as you saw there too, he's great feet and able to spot opportunities. Played an awful lot of his under-23 career as one of a back three, though he's always looked more comfortable further forwards in midfield. He's not really a holding midfielder. Has the potential to get further forwards, as does Perry. He finds Corbeanu. Corbeanu still running, and Scott was pointing where he wanted it. It went to Otasawi. Kundal for Hongwan. Richards was in space on the left. Strada finding Kundal. Corbeanu's popped up on the right-hand touchline this time. There's white boots, more comfortable on that side. This ball to Jack Scott was a little bit overhit. Start of 2 games in a week for the under-23s, by the way. Reading away on Friday. Plenty of big games going on too. I'll try and keep you up to date with some of the goings on in Premier League 2, Division 2. Tomkinson. Dixon Peters intercepting with the header. Stewart's ball in field, pounced on by Perry. Lovely one-touch stuff for Wolves, working their way out of trouble. Scott having to drop back. Perry's slightly loose pass. Hongwan for Otasawi. Scott winning the challenge with Tomkinson, and that's going to be a Norwich ball. Well, here comes Otasawi. Otasawi on the driving run. And it rather hit the face of the goalkeeper. And he knows it. Such a great opportunity for a second for Wolves. Just opened out for him, Owen Otasawi. Rather than choosing to smash it, he thought he could just lift it over Sam Blair. Wasn't quite to be. It goes down as another very good opportunity. Some results that could affect Wolves going on elsewhere at the moment. All these games kicked off at 1 o'clock. Leeds are in front away at Fulham. Leeds have already won the PL2 Division 2 title, but Fulham may well be ruled out of the playoff picture if that result stays the same. And Sunderland are beating Reading by 2-1. Sunderland very much up amongst those top clubs. It's Kundal for Richards. A bad ball in, but nobody had quite made the movement to the near post. If those results stay the way they are now, Reading would not be able to catch Wolves going into the final 2 games, back-to-back matches against Reading for James Collins' side. This is Nizit. Early ball in. Richards will take control of. Norwich have not given this up just yet. Blocked by Hongwan on Springett, who's swapped with Sean Stewart for the last couple of minutes. Tazawi with an extravagant step over, finds Kundal. Here's Hong Wan. Now for Kundal. Corbeanu. 2 in the penalty area. He was looking for Perry. And Richards did just enough to put pressure on Thomas there to force him just to play it out of play. As things stand, Reading, Villa and Fulham would all be unable to catch Wolves, and they can't catch Richards here, and Richards still driving on, trying to tee it up for Otazawi to smash it, and he couldn't get over the top of the ball. Second good opportunity for Owen Otazawi in the last couple of minutes. Seemed to have to wait an age for the ball to reach him and sit up and strike it. He was maybe trying to get a bit too much power on it in the end. Perry's challenge was a fair one. Kundal for Scott. Otazawi again. It's dispossessed by Kumbeni this time. Corbeanu. Clever play. And Kundal is driving on. He's got Corbeanu on the outside of him. 3 in the penalty area. Corbeanu settling for the corner. Well, either side of a slightly tricky spell in the middle of part of this half. Wolves have been very much in control. And they find a second here. Scott, Marquez and Estrada are all forwards from the back. Otazawi around the penalty spot. Corbeanu inside the 6-yard box. Perry is waving in Kundal's direction. It's got a brilliant header by Otazawi, and what a good save by Blair. Flying to his left-hand side. Climbed high, Owen Otazawi. Made a real sweet connection. 3 really good opportunities for him. Couldn't do much more with that effort. Well, Wolves scored 4 against Newcastle here a couple of weeks ago. They were held 1-1 by West Brom last time out, but they should have scored quite a few more than 4. Could have had 4 or 5 in the first half alone of that game. And it's been a very similar story here. Blair, far the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. Dying Hesketh a couple of times. No, not Otazawi. On 3 occasions. I feel like he should have scored. 2 were well saved. 1 went flying over the top. Warner. City. And Nizit. Otazawi putting the pressure on. He was on his own though. Oh, Hong Wan couldn't quite intercept it, and Dixon Peters to carry it forwards. Stewart finding City. Shot took a little deflection, but was held this time by Joe Young. Young looking for Corbeanu. He hooked it on towards Scott. He thought Corbeanu was a bit more advanced than he was. Early. Saxon Early, a little bit fortunate to still be on the field, having picked up an early yellow card, and then bringing down Irinotasawi when Wolves were looking threatening. Wolves at the time wanted the advantage to be played. Strada nods back to Joe Young. Marquez for Young. Again, a signature of this under-23 side, how calm they are in deep areas as Perry goes challenging unfairly this time on Combani. They really are loath just to launch the ball downfield. It's Combani and Perry is getting involved unnecessarily. Sean Stewart and Rob Nizzard are the two stood over the ball to the left of your picture. Wolves' defensive line, as you can see, trying to hold on the edge of the box. Heskett's the one-man wall. We touched for Stewart. This is Springett. It's not a bad delivery. It was Richards with the header. Hongwan made sure he got to the second ball, and Corbeanu can try and launch the counter-attack. Is it across to him? And Corbeanu was hanging on. Interception by Cundall. Marquez for Estrada. Look at Christian Marquez to Pascal Estrada. The two have played together for so long. They are so comfortable, even in those kind of areas. Atazawi's deep cross. Richards. Well, it was a heart and mouth moment for those who don't know Marquez and Estrada. And I think Hongwan, just out of your picture, might be making the point to Pascal that maybe don't do that too often. And it shows the confidence of some of these young players. I've spoken in recent weeks about the fact that many of them were promoted early up to the 23s last season, as Wolves ended up being relegated from Premier League 2 Division 1. But that extra experience has grown into confidence that they are comfortable at this level, in this age group.
At least 1 additional minute. 1
minute being added on. Fourth official held the ball up, but the wrong way round, so nobody else could see it on this side of the ground. I don't think he quite realised it's not two-sided. Hesketh tracking back. Saxon Early for Jaden Warner. Tomkinson for Nizzard. Combani. Thomas for Combani. And to Izzet. And the final action of the first half. The birthday boy, Luke Cundall. His early flick on from Owen Hesketh's shot come cross. The difference between the two teams. Jordan Thomas's strike rattled back off the post as Norwich's best effort of the first half. Owen Otasawi having a number of opportunities. One saved by the face of Sam Blair. Another he hit over the crossbar. And a third was a powerful header that was well saved by the Norwich keeper, flying to his left-hand side. Owen Hesketh has come close on a couple of opportunities as well. But in the race for the Premier League 2, Division 2 playoffs, Wolves have the advantage here over Norwich. At half-time elsewhere, Fulham are back level against the champions Leeds. It's Fulham 1, Leeds 1, Newcastle 1, Crystal Palace 0, and Sunderland 2, Reading 1. So Sunderland keeping up the chase to Wolves, who are looking to go above both Burnley and Middlesbrough into third, which would ensure that they get themselves a home playoff tie if they get there. Start of a big week for James Collins' side. First 45 minutes has gone pretty well. They lead at half-time by 1-0. Rejoin us shortly for the second half.
Your shoulders go.
Yeah, okay. Good knowledge. Good knowledge.
So teams rejoining us for the second half here at Aggborough, bathed in beautiful sunshine. So Wolves with the advantage at the break, and a change for Norwich.
Excuse me, James. James. Excuse me, boys. Fellas. Excuse me. Just to make you aware, that's live, all right.
It is Rhys McAleer who has replaced Saxon early. Was, of course, on a yellow card and a bit fortunate to have stayed on. So here we go for the second half here at Aggborough. Simon Mather, the referee, is happy. Running through the two teams in just a moment. Confirmation of that change for you. Saxon early off. Rhys McAleer is on. Wolves with Joe Young in goal. Jack Scott, Pascal Estrada, Christian Marquez and Lewis Richards, the back four. Hong Wan, Owen Otasawi, Taylor Perry in midfield. This man Theo Corbeanu on for Owen Hesketh, and he's got Cundall in support, and it was nearly through to Cundall. Needed the clearance by Rob Nizzet. On his 19th birthday, Luke Cundall has already got one goal, his second of the season. And he wasn't far off, denied by that man, Rob Nizzet, getting his second of the game. A birthday celebration it would have been. Cundall's delivery, away by Melvin City. Blair is the Norwich goalkeeper. Thomas, Warner, Tonkinson and Nizzet the back four. Kambani and McAleer, the holding two in midfield. As Cundall's delivery went towards Otasawi, who climbed highest. Perry trying to strike it. Springer and Stewart are the wingers for Norwich. Melvin City and Tom Dixon-Peters, the two up top. Tonkinson for Nizzet. Rather ran into Hong Wan. Tonkinson. And this is again back to Tonkinson. Blair. Will be easily intercepted by Richards, who's just behind Taylor Perry. Hong Wan's challenge. Otasawi helping out. Hong Wan keeping hold of the ball. Marquez for Richards. And Richards trying to play it for Corbeanu. Flag is going to go up. Corbanu finding Cundall, on for Hesketh. Flag goes up late against Owen Hesketh. His effort went wide anyway. The Wolves have started the second half much as they started the first. Very much in control and looking threatening. This is Stewart. Oh, he couldn't get hold of it. Scott's throw to Otasowie. One closed down by Norwich City. Otasowie's control. He held that right on the line. Corbanu, that ball bounced off him. It will be a Norwich throw. City with Hogwan at his back. Bainey just beat Perry to the ball. Tomkinson under pressure from Cundall. They're launching downfield. Marquez calling for Young to come out and claim it. Well, that was right on the line. It's mainly the shouts of the Norwich defenders who were a long way downfield who were appealing. Here's Hesketh. Unfortunately, I think the ball had already gone out of play. Swung out and back in again. Otasowie tidying things up in midfield. Corbanu. Just lost out to spring it. City, there's Hongwan doing his defensive duties, helping out. Reads the game really well, Hongwan. Cundall for Otasowie. Nothing really to his right. Might just choose to go through the middle on his own here. And he finds Hesketh and the flag goes up against him again, and this time the shot maybe with the help of the fingertips of Blair hit the outside of the post. He's getting closer. If he can manage to keep himself onside, he is very much a threat, Owen Hesketh. 4 goals this season for him. Just on the score sheet 2 games ago at home to Newcastle. He had a phenomenal run just over the turn of Christmas and the New Year. He was really in the team for the injury to Taylor Perry, and having had some injury troubles of his own since his arrival from Manchester City in summer of 2019. He's really been showing exactly what it was that drew Wolves to bring him in. Otasowie, oh, good strength, and he gets the free kick as well. So difficult to play against Owen Otasowie. Scott with a free kick. Norwich are preparing another change very shortly. Meantime, this is Hongwan. Tasawi switching it back for Marquez. Condell. Corbeanu. Looking for Otasawi. Oh, just a bit too much for him, but he will get to it. Gets it back from Scott. Wolves are just being patient here. They're just moving Norwich around. Strada was looking for Richards. Touched by Richards. Condell gives it back. Richards was trying to whip it in the direction of Hesketh. Corbeanu was up there as well. This is Thomas. Spring it. Is it for Stewart? Blocked by Condell. One finding Perry. Strada to Marquez. Hesketh's touch. Perry's driving run. Corbeanu to his left. Three players around Theo Corbeanu. Perry looking for the run of Condell. And Warner able to see it behind. In will come the change. And it's Sean Stewart going off. Or Matt Dennis to come on. Dennis putting pressure on early. The Wolves doing enough to deal with it. That change has meant that Melbourne City has just dropped to the left-hand side for Norwich. Now Corbeanu. Again, not a bad delivery in, but Condell was the only man inside the penalty area. Does it for Combani. Gets it back from Jaden Warner. Now Hesketh, can he pounce? Not quite. Jaden Warner just got there ahead of him. Combani intercepted by Perry. Corbeanu. He's got Hogwan in support. Go back to his captain Marquez, and this is Lewis Richards. Hongwan. Spotted the movement of Jack Scott. Perry couldn't quite get there. This is Combani for Warner. McAleer for Thomas. Blocked awkwardly by Taylor Perry. Richards really good defending again, and he draws the foul and the free kick. Taylor Perry might have, you can just see him in the left of your picture there. Well, I got slightly winded trying to block that last ball forwards. Might have caught him in a delicate area. It's for Perry. And again, Wolves playing their way out of trouble. And now Otasowie. Well, he wanted the foul there, Owen Otasowie. He didn't get it. And Nizzet to carry it forwards for Norwich. City. Nizzet. No cross comfortably dealt with by Estrada. Perry's clearance hit Combani. City for Nizzet. Melbourne City again. Low one dealt with again by Estrada. And now Cundall can turn. Just caught by Combani, and this time it will be a Wolves free kick. We might not be far away from seeing the introduction of Sadou Diallo. Started the last couple. And his return to being involved. Started the last three, in fact. Here's Perry. Driving run by Perry. Cundall's made an excellent run. No! Turned home by Hesketh. Superb second goal. Lovely team move. Perry onto Cundall. And there was Hesketh to turn it home. They all deserve congratulations. Owen Hesketh applied the finishing touch. But his fifth of the season. The Wolves have given themselves a cushion.
Goal scorer for Wolves, 9, Owen Hesketh.
A really good example of the free-flowing football that we've seen from James Collins' team in the last couple of weeks. They've threatened that kind of goal a couple of times. Just a reminder, Owen Hesketh is not a natural striker. Very much a midfielder, comfortable playing as one of a front three in a wider role. This is the first time he's been through the middle, and he's looked really at home. Estrada for Marquez. Now Cundall. And again, there are gold shirts pouring forwards. Hesketh on the outside. It was Corbanu inside this time. But Cundall again sliding in to win possession back. The heart and desire of this team. Richards for Corbeanu. 2 in the penalty area. More arriving. One of which was Richards, just beaten to it by McAleer. This has been highly impressive. And still a way to go. Scott. Well, it was either a Wolves free kick or a Norwich throw, and they have given a Wolves throw, which is quite often the way. City winning it back. Nizzet just about kept it in. Ball through towards Dixon Peters. Wolves had the numbers swarming. Hong Wan and Marquez combined, and Estrada being fouled as he cleared. We are going to see Sadou Diallo very shortly. I imagine it may well be for Otasawi, who, having dropped down from the first team, has probably only ever planned to play an hour or so of this game. Here's Kundal. Otasawi. Scott for Estrada. And they will put it out. Otasawi was down on his knees for a moment. I don't think there's any real issue. He will head off. Maybe he just knew his afternoon was done and he wanted the ball out of play.
He's got to take his mask off.
Sadou Diallo's got to take that mask off before he's allowed on. Big smile on his face.
It's good that he's taking it seriously though, isn't it?
Well, it's not a bad replacement to have, Sadou Diallo. Senior man of this group now. Part of the promotion winning side 2 years ago. Years of age, he'll be 22 in the summer. He's had loan spells at Accrington and others. His first touch was taken away from him by Dennis. Another who arrived at the club via Man City. Corbeanu, good pace by Corbeanu. And he's forced a corner. Could have easily given that up, Theo Corbeanu. And he just put the afterburners on. Went through the gears and put real pressure on Jordan Thomas. Kundal with the corner. In swinging delivery, it went all the way through. Marquez and Estrada weren't far off it. Hong Wan has time. Hesketh. Diallo for Richards. Good football again, this from Wolves. Cundall for Corbeanu, and Corbeanu again trying to use that speed, and this time it'll be a goal kick. Well, a little bit frustrated maybe that time, but he's again showing mass amounts of confidence that he has, Theo Corbeanu. Still got an awful lot to learn. Young player who's in his first season at under 23 level. An awful lot's happened for him even in the last couple of weeks. And talked about by the first team manager. Called up for the Canada national team. Scoring as well. 2 caps, 1 goal in the recent international break. Still only 18. Marquez. One of those who's been known about for a number of years, Christian Marquez. There's a big opportunity though for Dixon Peters, misses. Got in behind, just got isolated against Estrada. Norwich's best chance of the second half as Josh Georgie comes on. Nelson Kumbaini, who've gone off. And a third position of the game for Melvin City, who now goes into central midfield. Georgie will play on the left-hand side. Corbeanu putting pressure on Warner. City, now then, Cundall. Oh, unlucky. Nearly, the pressure nearly told. He's run out of play there, Nizzit. Once again, we apologise for any fruity language you might be able to hear from young men who are passionate about what they do. This is Richards. Young on towards Corbeanu. Offside flag is going to go up. You could hear there the assistant referee clearly on the microphones to the referee saying waiting on 7. There's Corbeanu. A little insight into the conversations that the officials have. Marquez stepping in. One with too tight a grip on Dennis, and he's going to find his way into the referee's notebook. Wolves have still had the fewest amount of yellow cards in Premier League 2 Division 2 this season. The best disciplinary record, the only side not to have a player sent off either. It's only the 29th yellow in 22 games. McAleer's delivery. Header by Tompkinson, away by Estrada. Put back in by Georgie, and there was a shove there on Estrada. So as things stand, Wolves will be going above Burnley and Middlesbrough into third by a point. Burnley only have one more game left to play, and that's away at the champions Leeds. It'll be next Monday. Middlesbrough will take on Crystal Palace. One of the sides trying to close in. They are losing away at Newcastle at the moment, so they will be on 30. 5 points behind Wolves as things stand. Reading is still losing at Sunderland. Sunderland will move to 33 points above their northeast rivals. Reading wouldn't be able to catch Wolves, and Reading are the side that Wolves play away and then home for the last two matches. City tracked all the way by Hesketh. Hawkinson back to Blair. Hongwan read it. Flagger stayed down here against Hesketh, and it's Cundall. Cundall's chance, and saved by Blair in the end. Might have been a slight deflection on it that took it closer to the goalkeeper. But the birthday boy, having scored one and made one, nearly added to his tally again there, Luke Cundall. Been a very important figure, that man on your screen. He's captain in the absence of Christian Marquez for a number of games too. Senior player, producing a senior performance. Driving his team on, and it's his delivery. It was towards Estrada. Oh, what a header by Jack Scott. Jack Scott's header into the far corner. It's a super finish. It's a third goal. His first of the season. Lovely delivery. Perfectly finished. And Wolves are surely heading for all 3 points.
Goal scorer for Wolves, number 2, Jack Scott.
And few will deserve it as much as he. He's come really close on a number of occasions. Hit the post a couple of weeks ago. This time, though, he finally got his moment. Norwich will still keep going, will still keep pressing, spring it. Marquez will draw the free kick. Well, it's not that Norwich have necessarily been bad, you just have to say Wolves have been really impressive today. That is the story. After the frustrations of yesterday, that is a scoreboard that you will be very pleased to see. Pressure being put on Blair. Perry drawing the free kick. We're going to see Connor Carty very soon. What a luxury to score 3 goals without a recognised striker on the field, and then you can bring one on. McCarthy has been out injured, played an awful lot more of the game last week against Albion than was anticipated for the injury to Austin Samuels. Corbeanu driving on again. Nobody quite at the far post. Chase on for Dixon Peters. He's getting support from Georgie. Now Nizzit. All dealt with by Estrada. And here comes the change. And it's Hong Wan who will be replaced. Was on a yellow card as well, Hong Wan. And it will, in a slight reorganisation. But they naturally have the players to be able to do so. So Kundal looks like he will drop back in to his more usual midfield role. Dixon Peters. Georgie keeping it in. Came off Hesketh, who will just drop to be a little wider to allow Carty to go through the middle. Kundal, Diallo and Perry now the midfield 3. Hong Wan and Owen Otasawi have gone off in the second half. Nizzit. Tomkinson. Georgie back to McAleer. Intercepted by Richards. This is Dennis. Nizzit. Lifted it back in. Good header. What a good save. Joe Young. It was in a good area for him, but he was helped on dangerously. And he stuck up that right palm to protect his clean sheet for the time being. Dangerous one in. Georgie got a touch. It's Perry who clears. Nizzit. Georgie blocked off by Richards. Norwich is certainly not giving this up. Lewis Richards has a problem, and Syriac Mayunga is already stripped and ready to come on. Hopefully that's nothing serious for Lewis Richards, because he has been one of the standout players, certainly of the last couple of weeks. I say he's been a regular on the first team substitutes bench as well, and might have had an outside chance of getting some first team minutes. There's Syriac Mayunga joining the fray. Headed away by Carty. He will chase it down himself. And good strength by Carty. Corbeanu onto Carty again. And he's got Diallo up in support. It's Connor Carty to have a go. Good save once more by Blair. It's just about gone out down by that corner flag. Well, hopefully that injury to Lewis Richards is nothing serious there already. Without Austin Samuels up top and Nigel Lundvik in the central defensive positions as we get closer towards the end of season and the lottery of the playoffs. Here's Diallo. Hesketh. No Hugo Bueno either at the moment through injury. Another one that would be very much a regular. Got injured against Middlesbrough away a couple of weeks ago. Including this one, has now missed the last 4. Some talk of potential of Renat Dadashov possibly making his way back from a serious injury sustained on loan at Grasshoppers. This is Nizit. Hesketh there. Hesketh's good ball to find Corbanu. Perry back to Corbanu. That's nice, and it's not a bad effort from Corbanu. And Taylor Perry was caught late there. I'll just stop the play. Let's check on him. And Wolves don't need yet another injury. Especially to a player who is, you know, so impressive. He fine goal-scoring form in the first half of the campaign and then found himself injured. Still rather working his way back. Newcastle are now 2-0 up against Crystal Palace. Elsewhere, still Fulham 1, Leeds 1, and Sunderland 2, Reading 1. In Premier League 2, Division 2. Leeds top of the table. Very much clear, but Wolves will be moving into 3rd, ahead of Middlesbrough and Burnley as things stand. Crystal Palace missing the chance to keep up the pace, but Sunderland will move on to 33 points, just a point behind Middlesbrough and Burnley. It's fascinatingly poised. Just for you, at the top of Premier League 2, Division 1, Man City, now the champions. Tottenham and then Blackburn, the highest chasers. Just goes to show you, if you can get a good group of youngsters coming through at the same time, as Blackburn have, then you can be a real threat at under 23 level. Wolves' investment in the future of this group of young players. Made the brave decision last season to throw them in and almost sink or swim. And they have shown, in terms of their character and their physical development, a lot of them being very worth all that while. As Diallo wins a free kick. Talk of a group of players who were part of the side that got promoted 2 years ago that have all gone on pretty much to have decent careers. Pedro Gonçalves, the headline of them. Likes of Niall Ennis, Dion Sanderson, Elliot Watt, Cameron John, Ryan Giles, still at the club on loan at Rotherham, all playing in the Football League. Max Kilman was part of that group. He's showing that there is a pathway. Norwich are still pressing. Georgie clattered into Pascal Estrada. Well, don't forget, as ever, there will be reaction to this game online at wolves.co.uk. You can see it on the move via the Wolves app. Worth getting the Wolves app. You can listen to Wolves Radio wherever you are as well. Any your thoughts on the first team, the under-23s, the women's team and more? With myself and Gemma Frith, Wolves Weekly. Available to listen to absolutely free via Wolves Radio. Check out at Wolves Academy on social media. And plenty more reaction to this one as well.
Referees indicate a minimum of 3 minutes additional time.
There's Carty. It's not a bad ball to find Myunga. Let's get from Myunga. Just a little bit of miscontrol. Well, since they were turned over by Aston Villa over Easter, without a number of key players, the response from James Collins' team has been highly impressive. 2 wins and a draw, 8 goals scored, just 1 conceded. And there could have been more than that 8 as well. Carty couldn't quite hold. Heskett's challenge. A Norwich throw, but Cundall alert to it. And again, Makalia for Nizit. Scott intercepting. Diallo. Couldn't find Myunga. Makalia again for Norwich. Rob Nizit. Blocked by Perry. Shouts rather half-hearted appeal for a penalty, and Wolves will get themselves the goal kick. What a lovely sight to see. Well, there you go. A thoroughly impressive and professional performance from James Collins' under-23 side. From the moment Luke Cundall flicked in Owen Heskett's shot come cross after 13 minutes, they were always in control always looked threatening. Owen Otasawi had some really good opportunities in that first period, but couldn't add to the scoreline. Eventually, Owen Hesketh doubled the lead just after the hour mark in the second half. Wonderful flowing team move where Perry laid it through to Cundall, who squared back across, and Hesketh was there to tap home for his 5th of the season. Jack Scott got his 1st of the season, meeting Cundall's corner from the right-hand side with a super looping header into the far corner. Wolves highly impressive, and an important 3 points too. They have taken a giant step to securing their place in the Premier League 2 Division 2 playoffs. Still some to go though, and they next meet Reading on Friday. All the reaction, as ever, at Wolves Academy on social media, wolves.co.uk and the Wolves app as well. And we'll see you soon.
Just kept coming back to that every few minutes. Come back, you know, sort of stay there.
Love this stuff. Joel, I sent Matt a message, but we can have fun with it. Right, it's fine.
Sean Parrish is never going to shut up about a set piece now. He plans them to perfection every week.
He doesn't plan them to perfection. What he does is he plans them, and then they do about 2 or 3, and then the players just make their minds up themselves, and that's the one they score.
Plan to perfection.
In Parish's world, that is perfection.
We've given them ownership to do what they like.